In video number 1, we have discussed with rate of chemical reaction. In video number 2, we have discussed with rate law, experimental rate law. And in our third video, video number 3, we are going to start with order and molecularity of reactions. Now, before going to this, you must look at the definition of molecularity. Molecularity, it is the number of reacting particles colliding simultaneously to bring about a chemical reaction. See, its values are 1, that means unimolecular, 2, that means bimolecular, and 3 means trimolecular. Remember, 4 or more than 4 is rare. That is value of molecularity 4 or more than 4, it's rare. This means that it is the number of particles, reacting particles colliding simultaneously. So, chances of collision involving 4 particles simultaneously, chances of collision involving more than 4 particles simultaneously, it's a very, very rare event. What we see that some molecules itself decomposed by itself, and those reactions will be called as unimolecular reactions. Most of the chemical reactions are bimolecular. 2 molecules simultaneously collide and product is formed. Some of the reactions are trimolecular. 3 molecules, different molecules or same molecules colliding simultaneously to form the product. So, this is a theoretical concept. It has come from collision theory. But you know that order is an experimental quantity. Order is not a theoretical concept. Therefore, we must discuss the different points regarding order of a reaction and molecularity of a reaction. So, I am telling the points that you try to note, that order is an experimental quantity, molecularity is a theoretical quantity. Number 2, order can have any values. It can have 0, it can have negative values, even it can have fractional values. But molecularity, it's a natural number and its values are 1, 2 and 3. Remember, 4 or more is an extremely rare event. So, another point of difference is order is valid for elementary reaction as well as complex reaction, but molecularity is valid for elementary reaction only. It has, for complex reactions, molecularity has no meaning. Now, I must say what do I mean for elementary reaction. Elementary reactions are those reactions which are occurred in one step, single step, that is elementary reaction. Okay? And complex reaction, I mean complex reactions are those reactions which involve more than one steps. So, let us see an example. Elementary reaction Hi to H2 plus I2, H2 plus I2. This reaction takes place in a single step. 2 molecules of Hi collide simultaneously to bring about the product hydrogen and iodine. It's an elementary reaction. What is happened here? This is Hi and this is Hi. 2 molecules are colliding simultaneously to form this Hi and Hi. It's a collision. 2 molecules are colliding to each other together, and then they are separated as H2 plus I2. So, see it here, it's a single step. The reaction is occurring in a single step. 1 molecule of Hi, another molecule of Hi, these are colliding with each other, forming hydrogen gas and iodine gas. Elementary reaction. Now number 2 is complex reaction H2O2 hydrogen peroxide in alkaline medium in presence of iodide ion as catalyst. In alkaline medium it is forming H2O plus O2. The reaction is balanced. Okay, you can see. Now see the reaction. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide in presence of iodide ion as catalyst in alkaline medium, giving you water and oxygen. Now this reaction is a complex reaction. Why it is a complex reaction? Because it involves more than one step. What are the steps? H2O2 plus I minus giving H2O plus IO minus. So it is an intermediate species. IO minus is formed. Hypoiodide ion. IO minus is formed in the first step. And in the second step, H2O2 plus IO minus giving H2O plus O2 plus I minus. So see, this is the first step, this is the second step. Now the overall reaction, if you see the overall reaction, IO minus cancelled, I minus cancelled, you are getting H2O2, 2H2O2, H2O, 2H2O plus O2. So we are getting the overall reaction. But the two steps you see, the first step is a slow step, and second step is first step. Rate of the chemical reaction depends upon its slowest step. Remember, if a chemical reaction is complex, if it involves more than one steps, the slowest step will be the rate determining step. Remember it. The slowest step is the rate determining step. That means the rate of the reaction will depend upon this step. Now, if you write the rate of the reaction of a complex reaction, that is rate, can be written in this way, equals to rate constant into concentration of H2O2 into concentration of I minus. So rate of the reaction depends upon this and depends upon this. So it's a second order reaction. Order 1 plus 1, 2. Order of the reaction. The order of the reaction depends upon the slowest step of the complex reaction, remember. But in this case, molecularity for this reaction is meaningless because it has more than one steps. But remember, I am telling you once again that order is valid for elementary reaction, order is valid for complex reaction. You can say the order of the complex reaction depends upon its slowest step. Order of the complex reaction depends upon its slowest step, you can say. And molecularity of the slowest step is same as that of its order. Molecularity of the slowest step of complex reaction is same as that of its order. But whenever you talk about the whole reaction, molecularity is meaningless. It has no meaning. Therefore, the points of differences are: order is an experimental quantity, it's a theoretical quantity, number 1. Number 2, its values, it can have 0, negative, fractional values, it can have only 1, 2 and 3, 4 or more are rare, 4 and more values are rare. Next point, order is valid for elementary reaction as well as complex reaction. Molecularity has no meaning for complex reaction. Remember, order of a complex reaction depends upon its slowest step. The order of the slowest step is same as that of the molecularity of the slowest step of the complex reaction. These are the points of differences. Now, after knowing the differences between order and molecularity, we are also concerned about elementary reaction. Elementary reaction. How can you define it? Elementary reactions are those reactions which occur in one step, single step. And molecularity is valid for elementary reactions only. Molecularity has no meaning in case of a complex reaction. Now, we are going to types of chemical reactions having different order. First of all, you see we have zero order reaction, first order reaction, second order reaction. Now, zero order reaction, you let's see the examples of zero order reaction because it is important from examination point of view. Zero order reaction, an example is thermal decomposition of ammonia, the platinum surface, platinum catalyst, platinum catalyst under high pressure and high temperature. So, see decomposition of ammonia on the surface of platinum catalyst at high pressure and high temperature. This is an example of zero order reaction. This is an example of zero order reaction. You can write the rate of this reaction equals to K into concentration of ammonia power 0, zero order reaction. Number 2, this is another decomposition reaction, example number 1, example number 2, another decomposition reaction, that is decomposition of Hi, hydrogen iodide, on the surface of gold catalyst at high temperature. So, another zero order reaction is decomposition of hydrogen iodide on the surface of gold catalyst at high temperature. This gives H2 plus I2 in the gaseous form. This is also gas. Now, you can write the rate of this reaction, rate equals to K into concentration of Hi to the power 0. These are the examples of zero order reaction. Now, you see the examples of first order reaction. First order reaction. Remember, all radioactive, natural and artificial decays follow first order reaction. This is number 1. It is easy to keep it in your mind. All radioactive decays, whether it is natural or artificial, follow first order kinetics. Say decomposition of carbon 14 to nitrogen 714 plus beta particle minus 1 0. It's a radioactive decay. Radioactive decay follows what? Follows first order kinetics. You can write the rate of the reaction, rate equals to K into concentration of C14, rate equals to this. It's a first order reaction. Another example that you can easily keep it in your mind is the hydrogenation of ethene, C2H4, ethene gas, hydrogenation. This is addition reaction, hydrogen gas in presence of nickel catalyst at a temperature in presence of heat, it gives C2H6, hydrogenation of ethene to form ethane. This reaction obeys first order kinetics. So, rate of the reaction can be written as rate equals to K into concentration of C2H4. So, rate of the reaction depends upon the concentration of C2H4. It does not depend upon the concentration of hydrogen. Remember, how much C2H4 is there, that matters. What amount of hydrogen is there, it doesn't matter. So, here this is a first order kinetics, first order reaction. So, 2 examples of first order, 2 examples of zero order, you must keep it in your mind. Now, we are going to another type of first order reaction. This is pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction, let me write pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction, from the name it is clear, it is not, it does not look like first order, but it is a reaction which is seemingly of higher order, apparently of higher order, but actually follow first order kinetics. Such reactions are known as pseudo first order reaction. They are seemingly of first order, apparently of higher order, but follows first order kinetics. Like number 1, inversion of cane sugar. Inversion of cane sugar, this is an example of pseudo first order reaction. Cane sugar C12H22O11 plus H2O in presence of acid catalyst, it gives glucose and fructose, C6H12O6, fructose and glucose. This is glucose and this is fructose. Now see, this reaction apparently when we look at the reaction, we may think that it is not of first order, but it follows first order kinetics. Why it is so? Because here the amount of water taken in the reaction is excess. Not only that, when the reaction proceeds, there is a change in concentration of this, change in concentration of this. Change in concentration of water is very, very small. It is so small that what we have taken initially, and after the reaction, the amount of water, the concentration of water remains almost same. That's why the concentration of water is taken as constant. Look at this, how I am writing. The rate of the reaction can be written in this way. Rate equals to rate constant into concentration of C12H22O11 into concentration of H2O. See it here. This is rate constant K dash. Now this is rate constant K dash. This concentration of sugar, cane sugar, and this is the concentration of water. Change in the concentration of water during the reaction is so small that it remains constant during the course of the reaction. So what we are writing, that this is a constant and concentration of water is also remained constant. So these two terms couple together to give the rate constant K. Therefore, the rate of the reaction equals to rate constant K into concentration of cane sugar C12H22O11. So this is the rate of the reaction. So what do we see? Whenever in a reaction, if there is a reactant which is taken in excess and the concentration of that reactant, change in the concentration of that reactant whenever it is very, very small, it appears to be a constant term, and this constant term and this constant term will be coupled together to give the rate constant. So this is the first example of pseudo first order reaction. The second example of pseudo first order reaction is hydrolysis of ester. Now let us take an example of ester, CH3COO C2H5. This is ester plus water. Hydrolysis reaction takes place in presence of water. It can be catalyzed by acid or base, acid catalyst, giving you CH3COOH and C2H5OH. So this reaction is known as hydrolysis of ester. Here the ester is ethyl ethanoate. Ethyl ethanoate, when hydrolyzed in presence of acid catalyst, acetic acid and ethyl alcohol are formed. This reaction in the same way, here water, change in the concentration of water is very, very small, and that's why the rate of the reaction depends upon the concentration, rate of the reaction depends upon the concentration of ester. Okay, now this is a pseudo first order reaction. So what do you mean by pseudo first order reaction? Pseudo first order reaction means those reactions which are apparently of higher order but actually follow first order kinetics. They are known as pseudo first order reaction. Two examples I have mentioned here: inversion of cane sugar, hydrolysis of ester. The rate of the reaction of this reaction can be written as rate equals to K into concentration of ester CH3 COO C2 H5. Okay, thank you. So this is video number 3. You will see it and then we will proceed further.